Sean Entin here with Scott Mehlman. Scotty, we've known each other for how long?
I want to say you moved into Barbary Lane. If you were the second family that lived in that house, I moved in there in 76. I was 5. You guys probably moved in 2 or 3 years later. So you guys probably moved in 79, 78, 79.
In Los Angeles, right?
In
California,
Tarzana,
right?
California, suburb of LA.
Exactly, suburb of LA.
Yeah.
Scotty and I, we grew up together. We played ball together. We probably got in trouble
We were
together.
kids on the block together.
We haven't seen each other in how many years? 20-something years?
Easy.
You went off to your path, I went off to my path. Scott, he went off and just did some amazing stuff. Went to a local high school here. Got his accounting major, a CPA exam, passed it, right?
Yep.
And then became a banker for Washington Mutual, right?
I worked what's called capital markets.
Capital
markets is an area of Wall Street that
So the finance world.
general enough.
The finance world.
Yes.
And then you went off and tell me what you built with Label Daddy. How many employees?
Label Daddy was born. The idea came about in early 2007. It was launched in early 2008, and it started with 3 people. And now we are, depending on the time of year, I think I counted today. It's our busy season right now, and probably have about 25 in the office every day right now.
25 families he's helping to support. You got to realize that the impact you're making on just that level. 25 people are bringing home money from you to give to their wife, to give to their kids, to give to their loved ones. So you're taking care of the food on the table for
And you know I don't think that way.
I know you don't think like that, but you got to look at it from altruistic or non-altruistic, or just giving back what he's done based on a concept from nothing. He's created everything, and that's what's so amazing about Scotty. Now, Scott, you're 46?
I will be 47 in a couple months.
47 in a couple months. We're the same age. I still think he's older because he's a year older in high school, but same age. And Scott, tell me what happened to you at 42?
Great question.
Walk me through this.
It's actually 43.
43, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. 43 years old. I had, you can call it the perfect storm of life. I mean, everyone goes through ups and downs. Everyone has their own stresses. You know, I said in your 5 Minutes with Shawnee that everything's relative. All of our issues, everything we think about. You know, what stresses one person out wouldn't make a lick of difference for somebody else. You know, but I was creating a lot of stress inside based on some personal situations I had going on.
Which is life, right?
Life,
work.
Exactly. Now,
business.
most people would say,
I mean,
you had a lot going on.
I've met your 2 kids. They're wonderful. They're beautiful. They're perfectly healthy. Your business is very successful. And all of a sudden, perfect health, you know, like myself, you were on top of the world. And all of a sudden, you had a check. You got a check to your heart.
I got
massive heart attack at 43. Yeah. Walk me through those moments at that time.
5:00 p.m. Wednesday evening, the night before Thanksgiving. I have my cousin and his wife and kids down from the Bay Area. They're meeting my baby for the first time. My little boy was 4 months old. I'm holding my little guy. The only person in the room that knew that I was stressed out of my mind was my nanny for my son. And at 5:00 on the nose, I broke into a sweat, and I felt my body, I felt like a ball that was just completely deflated. And I broke into a sweat, and I had no idea what happened to me. And I gave my son to my cousin, and he looked at me and went, "What happened?" And I looked at him, and I said, "I don't know what's going on." And my nanny looked at me, and she said, "You better stop stressing, or you're going to have a heart attack." Little did she know
The nanny.
that's
Wow.
what was happening.
So walk me through what happened on that night.
So that was 5:00. The plan was to drop my little guy back off at his mom's house and then go to my brother's for dinner. I did just that. While dropping off my son back at his mom's house, I felt knives going into my heart, and I was ignoring it. Because what were we always taught growing up playing sports? Suck it up. Suck it up. You're fine.
Yeah,
Suck it up.
I did it.
Yes.
I get it.
So
you know.
I went to dinner, and I walk in to my brother's house, and there's my cousin who saw what happened at 5:00, and he looked at me and mouthed the words. And I said, I don't know. So to get my mind off things, knowing that my mind was spinning and I was in a lot of pain, to get my mind off things, the geek that I am inside goes to Best Buy to go look at the Black Friday deals.
He goes to Best Buy to find the Black Friday deals. He's having a major heart attack.
I didn't know that.
So what happens is blood circulation to the heart basically is stopping. which means in moments he's going to pass out, and if he is not careful, he can actually suffer a stroke, which I know about that. And he had a heart attack. You went to the hospital.
Well, this is only the beginning of the story.
Okay.
I actually went home and fell asleep.
Oh, you
thinking,
passed out.
No, I fell asleep. I didn't. Well,
Okay.
you could fell asleep, passed out, whatever you want to
With
call
your
it.
heart being in this tight.
In this tight state. At 1 a.m, I woke up because of the pain. Did a lap around my house. Went back to sleep. At 4:30 in the morning, I woke up like a baby crying in his crib. I was rocking. I was squeezing my chest like this, and that's when I called 911. And the operator was spectacular. Got to the hospital. It must have been a very light night at Los Robles Hospital in Thousand Oaks because there was probably 15 people
Outside
in the room.
LA. So
Outside
you're
of LA,
20
yes.
minutes from there, right? About
Thousand Oaks, California.
Okay.
Yes. And they
Were
brought.
you scared? Were you ever thought you were going to die?
No, I didn't know what was going on.
So you felt some kind of pain, but you didn't know if you didn't know if you were
I'm not having a heart attack. I'm
Yeah.
43.
You're 43.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
I'm 40 and I'm having a stroke. So, oh wow, what a tough story. How did your kids take it?
My little guy doesn't even, to this day,
Understand,
obviously
right.
doesn't know. He's going to be 4 years
But
old
your
now.
daughter, who is
My daughter will be
understand that.
17. She was 13 or 14 at the time. She was scared. She looked at me like she was actually scared to be with me for probably 3 to 5 months after the heart attack, thinking, I felt like a ticking time bomb. I didn't know what, because once you realize, I said this in 5 minutes with Shawnee, once you realize that you don't control everything in your life and there's an involuntary muscle working, you get nervous. You don't feel on top of the world anymore.
Control. Have you given it up since? Have you let
A
it go?
lot of it.
Okay.
Have I let go? You know me.
Okay, that's
I
okay,
have
man.
I have different
Has it changed you? Has the heart attack changed
for
Scott
sure.
Mehlman?
For sure.
What has it done?
The old Scott Mehlman on a night like tonight would have just laid around, had a beer, watched the Dodger game, and been by myself. Tonight's a night. I feel great
Oh, to live life now.
to live life, and here we are. Yes.
Wow. Well, Scotty, I gotta tell you, I'm so touched. I'm glad that we reconnected. We met again in a deli years later.
We did?
Remember we saw you were with Carmona.
I was with Carmona. Yeah. Yes.
Label Stable,
Yeah.
or Joseph.
The Joseph. Yes.
But and we shared our stories. We did a 5 minutes with Shoney. But what I want to tell everybody is, if he can do it, you can do it. And I mean, this guy's been through a massive heart attack. Love to talk about it, and it's changed him. He's a better person now for it. Even though he is not seconds away from dying, it's beautiful. I mean, thank you for sharing that story with me. It's just
Sure.
for us. And yeah, you rock.
Likewise.